Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James Brink, and we are one. Today, I want to talk about a game that I recently beat, I guess within the last month, but I also played it on the Steam Deck and I'm on the PC, and I really liked it quite a bit. And it just had so much to it that I want to talk about it and actually do kind of like a mini review on this game. And that the game is Stray. Yes, at first I was like, oh, you could be a cat. I'm like, that's kind of cool, but it depends on how you do it. But this is very much story driven and its worlds are beautiful. So make sure to watch the whole video today, see if you should pick it up and buy it. It is very hot on Steam right now, so there's a reason why it's doing so well, and let's talk about that a little bit. But before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. Now let's get into it. What is Stray? Stray is essentially a cat sim where you get to live out your dreams of being a cat, being lazy, being able to knock over cans, props, whatever it is. Like, it truly is. Like, you get to feel like you're a cat, but just that gives a little bit more F's about the world, because in the end, you're trying to escape, get back out into the world. You're kind of stuck in this other world of the past almost with, and this isn't much of a spoiler, and I'll try not to spoil too much of this game, with robots and stuff like that. It goes through a lot of why the world is. It has a lot of world building. It has a lot of stuff it still has not answered, which is kind of upsetting about the end. And then also, it's a good game. It's fun to play. It's perfect for the deck, honestly, with the way that it controls. It's great with a controller. And so, honestly, pick up the game. Okay, so you're following a cat. You're in the beginning, and you're with a bunch of other cats. And as you get going, you end up falling down through just a circumstance into this pit of this enclosed, huge enclosure that's like almost a building, but it's massive. It's a city size massive building. And then you find your way just working through and seeing a bunch of weird creatures that are reminiscent of like Half-Life, almost like a head crab meets some like flood from Halo. It's pretty cool, and the way that they've evolved was really good lore. So keep an eye out for like books and other parts of the game that explain the lore, and you get a whole world that's opened up to you that's really interesting. And the story is very, honestly, it's very creepy, very dark, and has a hint of whimsicalness to it, even though it's very dark, because it's essentially it's essentially a dystopian world that you live in with robots, and how they come about it. It's fascinating. So with the gameplay, you essentially walk and talk and play like a cat. So you get walking from a third person perspective, and you can figure out puzzles. You can do a lot of cat things. Like I said in the beginning, you can knock over paint buckets. You can scratch at areas on the map. You can meow at things, and you can collect and trade things with robots and all that. Like, it's more robust and more thought out than I thought it was going to be when I initially saw this, and I'm really excited about this. Honestly, I think I like the world more than being a cat, but being a cat on top of it and doing this type of game was just icing on the cake, because I've never played a game quite like this. And so I loved it. And I love the like homage that it had at, I don't know if it did it with Half-Life. I'm a big Half-Life fan. Had some crowbars in it. It had, those creatures that very much look like a head crab, but they're not. And to put it into better perspective, it is like a head crab snark, or which is from old Half-Life, or Halo Flood. They really do seem like that, and they're one of the only enemies. There's other more humanoid enemies too, but for the most part, those creatures are your enemies, including the whole enclosure. You're trying to escape this and get back to maybe your cat family, or just getting out. The game does end in I'm not going to ruin it. Spoiler right here. A little bit of spoiler if you want to skip like 15 seconds. It does end a little in a little bit of a disappointing way, as you don't really get to see what the outside world looks like. But maybe that means that we're going to have a Stray 2, which I'm all for, because they did a great job storytelling for this, and it's a great game to pick up and put down on the deck. So you can just pick it up, play it for 15 minutes if that's what you have. Hit that suspend button, put it down, and go back to it. Like, it's really easy to pick it up and put it down, and it also plays really well, like I said, on the deck. There's some settings you might have to adjust as you get going along, but so far what I've played on the deck, it's been great. So with that, with this review, this is going to be a very small review, but I just want to say like the 5 things I loved about this game are the number one thing is the lore. And that is just how the world builds out, how you unlock additional areas, why areas exist, and why you're in this enclosure. Why you're a cat almost, it seems like too. There's a lot that just unfolds and unlocks as you get going along. So it's always building upon the world. And these are some of my favorite games for this type of just chilling and absorbing a world and seeing what it has to offer. 2, I'd say, is that I love the references. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do, but it made me think of Half-Life. The color palette even had a little bit of a yellow tinge to it, like Half-Life games. It just, a lot of it reminded me of Half-Life, including the head crab thingies. And, you know, it had the crowbar. And it's just, yeah, it was really interesting. And then number 3 on like things I loved about this game was just interacting with the robots and the humanoids in it and how they've built their own society. It was really fun. And just seeing what their perspective is on life, what their perspective is on death, I guess, too. Also, they're the creators, you know, like everyone, even us as humans, think about where we come from. Any sentient being, for the most part, is going to wonder where they come from and where they go, and it brings that thought-provokingness to the whole thing, and you get to think about it as you continue along. The pacing is probably number 4 for me. Some people might not like the pacing in this. The pacing can be like parts of it are really quick and you have to run through enemies. The other parts, you just explore areas to figure out where you need to go next and unlock lore. I really like the pacing in this. So yeah, definitely number 4 for me on things I loved about this, because I got to think about how the world was and how everything just happened to be in this world and unlock lore and just think about it while I played. And then when I got to the fast moving parts, I didn't need to digest any lore at that point. I was just there to run, gun, whatever it was. And yes, there might be some type of gun in this game. I'm not going to ruin it any further than that. It is kind of weird, but there is a little bit of combat in it. And number 5, you get to be like a cat. You get to knock things over. You get to enjoy life as a cat, and it is not very fun, at least in this game, at least at this part in this cat's life. And I can say right now, you don't get 9 lives. If you die, you die with this. So it must be on your last life, but it is fun to have a cat simulator in a dystopian world. So with that, I recommend this to anyone that likes a good story, that likes good lore, that's ever wanted to know what it would be like to be a cat in a dystopian world. So with that, buy it if those things are interesting to you. If you are more of a multiplayer, run and gun kind of person, you might not like this game as much, but you can watch some reviews, you can watch some videos, you can watch some of my stream and see if that's maybe something you want to play or not. I did play through the whole thing, so you can always watch it over there. And I'll have it in the description below, the playthrough live streams that I had in the past. With that, I'm not going to put a rating on this. That's going to be from my website, but I am definitely going to give me a thumbs up, like just a play it if you like story. Definitely is recommended by me, and I think it is an awesome game and just kind of came out of nowhere for me. I know it's been on the radar of some people for a while, but I love surprises like this. These are some of my favorite games. Are surprises where I just don't track them very well because I wasn't interested in the beginning, and then they pop up and become gems. And that's what I think this is. This is a gem to get, cherish, and play. So with that, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What do you think of this game? Did you play the game? Did you like the game? Is it the game not quite for you? What is your take? What's your mini review on this? Would you review this as a thumbs up, thumbs down, neutral? I'm kind of curious what you guys think about this game, because it is a very thought-provoking game, and some people might get really into it, and some people might get really bored with it. So with that, check out the other goodies in the description below, and also check out my other videos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Later! Gotta ruin every spot. At least it doesn't let me pee everywhere. That'd be the true cat simulator. This is making me think of Portal music, 100%. Ooh, it's a little laggy here, a little laggy. If I get too close, do they like pop? Open a bunch of. Yep. Ooh. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, crap. Yep, I screwed it up. I screwed up. And stray. What is... Oh, my gosh. This is... Ah, this is pissing me off so much. What is going on? Ah, and it hasn't saved in 6 minutes. Oh, no. This is pissing me off. Well, this is a weird bug, honestly. Let me see if I can get this thing working. Gotta smack it.